My husband surprised me with a romantic getaway, but I found the real reason in his browser history. After 15 years of marriage, David wasn't exactly known for grand gestures. Our idea of romance was watching Netflix without the kids interrupting every 5 minutes. So when he announced we were spending the weekend at a luxury resort 3 hours away, I was suspicious. "What's the occasion?" I asked, watching him pack his good cologne, the expensive stuff he'd gotten for Christmas 2 years ago, and never opened. "Can't a man spoil his wife?" he said, avoiding eye contact while folding shirts with uncharacteristic care. The resort was beautiful. Oceanfront views, couples massages, the works. David seemed nervous the entire drive, checking his phone constantly and taking calls he claimed were work emergencies. When we checked in, he insisted on handling everything while I waited in the car. "Room 247, he announced, dangling the key cards with a forced smile. That first night, he was fidgety during dinner, kept glancing toward the lobby, and excused himself 3 times to check work emails. When I suggested we walk on the beach, he claimed he'd forgotten his jacket and needed to go back to the room. Something was off. The next morning, while David showered, I opened his laptop to check the weather. That's when I saw the browser history he'd forgotten to delete. Henderson County Superior Court divorce proceedings, how to serve divorce papers, romantic getaway surprise divorce, legal requirements for serving spouse. My blood turned to ice. I scrolled further and found an email thread with his lawyer. The plan was laid out in horrifying detail. Bring me somewhere isolated, far from my support system, and have me served with divorce papers during what I thought was a romantic getaway. His lawyer had recommended it as a clean, efficient way to prevent emotional scenes at home. The shower was still running. I screenshotted everything and sent it to my sister. When David emerged, towel around his waist, I was sitting calmly on the bed with his laptop open. "Enjoy your shower?" I asked sweetly. His face went white when he saw the screen. "Sarah, I can explain." "Please do. Explain how serving me divorce papers at a luxury resort is romantic." He sat heavily in the chair across from me, suddenly looking older than his 52 years. "My lawyer said it would be easier this way. Less messy." "Less messy?" I laughed, but there was no humor in it. "You thought ambushing me 3 hours from home, away from my family and friends, would be less messy? You don't understand," he started, but I cut him off. "I understand perfectly. You wanted me isolated and vulnerable when your process server showed up. When exactly were they planning to arrive? During the couple's massage? Over dinner?" His silence was answer enough. I closed the laptop and stood up. "Here's what's going to happen, David. I'm checking out. Driving home, and when you're ready to have an adult conversation about ending our marriage, you can do it without the elaborate deception." "Sarah, wait. 15 years, I said, gathering my things. 15 years? And this is how you want to end it? With some twisted game your lawyer cooked up?" As I reached the door, he called out, "The papers are already being served at home today, to make sure we got you either way." I turned back one last time. "Then I guess your romantic getaway worked perfectly, just not how you planned." I drove home to find the process server had already been and gone. My sister was waiting with wine and a referral to the best divorce attorney in town. David's fancy resort weekend cost him $3,200. My lawyer's retainer was $5,000, worth every penny to watch his clean, efficient plan backfire spectacularly.